Hi, my name is Heather Fifrick, and I'm the Career Services Manager here at the college. What that means is I basically help students and alumni with anything employment or career development related, excuse me. So things like cover letters, resumes, reference pages, help with interviewing skills, help with the job search. I can help our students and alumni with any of those aspects of finding a job. So what I'm going to talk to you about today are cover letters. And I have a PowerPoint I'm going to share with you. And then we'll just take a look at an example cover letter, and I'll give you my contact information so you can reach out to me with any questions that you have. So let me get to my PowerPoint here and share. All right. So cover letters. So in most cases, yes, you will need to send a cover letter along with your resume, whether you're uploading it to the company's website, you're mailing it, you're emailing it, you will need to send a cover letter unless the company expressly states to not send a cover letter. That would be the only time that you wouldn't send a cover letter. Otherwise, you really should, as it's a way to introduce yourself to the employer. It demonstrates your communication skills to them, your written communication skills. So yes, always send a cover letter unless the company says not to. So we'll talk about the mechanics of the cover letter. Basically, the cover letter just helps further summarize and highlight your qualification, skills, and experiences as it relates to the position that you are applying for. And that's the piece that's really important, is that everything needs to be tailored to the position that you're applying for. Your resume is tailored to the position you're applying for. Your cover letter is also related to the position that you're applying for. The cover letter also helps you positively present information about yourself, and it really expresses your interest in the company. That's really the piece that needs to come forward here, is your interest in the job and why you feel you are the best fit for that position. Why should the company hire you over other applicants? And that's kind of what we're trying to get to through the cover letter. So cover letter content. So you're going to have your heading. Like on your resume, if you've done your resume already, and your reference page, you have your heading at the top that is name, your contact information, your address, your phone number, your email at the top. That should all look the same. We call it a matched set, or also think of it as like your letterhead. So at Southwest Tech, we have letterhead. Every piece of paper we send out of letterhead looks the same. Same logo, same placement on the sheet. Easiest thing to do is to copy and paste your heading, your name and contact information from one document to the next, just to make sure that you have that consistency across all of your documents. Then the next piece on your cover letter is the date that you are sending out the letter. And make sure that, again, you have the date on the letter. And then below that, next, you will have the inside address, which is the name of the person and the company to whom you are sending the letter. So could include the name of the person that you have been instructed to send your application materials to, perhaps their job title, the company name, and then the company address. And that includes, the street address, the city, the state, the zip. You need the full mailing address of the company. If you're faxing it, you can include a fax number. If emailing it, you can include an email address. But otherwise, you're going to have the person's name, the company name, and then the full company address. And again, we'll take a look at an example here in a few minutes. Then following the address, you have your greeting line, which is your dear to whom you're writing the letter. So dear Ms. Smith, dear Mr. Smith. Use the last name followed by a colon, and then we'll get into the body of the letter. So Ms. is better than writing Mrs. or Miss, because we don't know if a person is married or not. So using Ms. is it's just a better chance at getting it right, so to speak, and not offending somebody. If you don't know the person's name, if they just said send it to the Human Resources Department, then you can write instead, Dear Human Resources Department, or Dear Human Resources Manager, Dear Hiring Manager. Do not put to whom it may concern. That is taboo today. So Dear Human Resources Manager, Dear Hiring Personnel, Dear Hiring Manager is really what you want that greeting line to be. And also we need to be careful with first names. Like if you don't know the person personally, then where it can get sticky is if that first name can be either female or male. So a name like Chris or Pat. Lots of names are interchangeable these days. So then in that case, you would write the person's full name. So it'd be a Dear Chris Smith, or Dear Pat Smith, or Dear Kim Smith. That way, you're not, again, we're looking at not offending someone because we're getting their gender identity wrong when we're sending them the letter. So if in doubt, just use their full name. And again, if you don't know the name, then go with the Dear Hiring Personnel, Dear Hiring Manager. So then comes the body of your letter. After you have your heading, your date, the address, and your greeting line, then we start the body of the letter. And the body of the letter consists of about 3 paragraphs. You don't want your letter to be more than a page, and you certainly don't really want it to be a full page. About 3/4 of a page, 2/3 of a page is really what you're looking at. You want to be concise, but direct and to the point, and again, tailoring it to the job that you're applying for and the company that you're applying for. So that first paragraph after your greeting line is you're identifying the position that you're applying for, and then just a sentence or two about why you're interested in the position or what drew you to applying for this position. So what you're doing is you're trying to create interest in the employer's mind to keep them reading your letter, to get them to look at that resume that's behind that cover letter. So we're creating interest. You know, so something like, I thank you for the opportunity to apply for the accounting assistant position at ABC Company. After reviewing your website and looking at your mission and vision, I know that this is a company that, you get the idea. You keep going there. You know, this is a company that takes pride in the work that it does, the help that you provide clients, and that you are a company who values its employees. And that is something that speaks to what I want to find in a job, you know, or something like that, something that shows that you've researched the company, but, you know, how it relates to you, like this is what interests me. So again, it's about creating that interest to keep them reading through your cover letter, keep them going. Then your second paragraph is kind of the meat of the letter, where you're telling the employer about your skills, why you are a fit for the position, and why the company will benefit from hiring you. So when you're writing this letter, you're really thinking of it from the viewpoint of the company. How are you going to make them better? What skills do you have that are going to make them better? What experience are you bringing in to the company that's going to make them better? What education do you have that's going to make them better? So things that you can talk about here would be your education. You know, writing, you're enrolled or you graduated from this program at Southwest Tech. If you've done an internship related to the position that you're applying for, talk about that, because that is real experience that you can bring in to say, hey, I've already done an internship, so I do have experience. I've done these things, and here's how I excelled in my internship. Or these are the skills I learned during my internship that will transfer over very well into the position that you're applying for. So again, just thinking of it from the company's perspective of, you know, it's not a lot of I statements, but a lot of what you are going to bring to the company type of statement. And again, we'll take a look at an example here in a minute. Then your third paragraph, very easy one to write. It's just your closing. Make sure you're thanking them for the opportunity to apply, or thanking them for taking the time and consideration to review your application materials. Thank you for your consideration. Thank you for your time and consideration. You're looking forward to hearing from them. And this is also where you make a call to action. So by a call to action, this means that you are either making a statement that you will follow up with them regarding your application, or you're asking them to contact you to schedule a time to meet. So saying, a phrase such as, I will follow up on the status of my candidacy in 2 weeks. Or stating, please contact me at, and put in your phone number, your email, to schedule a time to meet. I look forward to meeting with you to further discuss my qualifications. Thank you for your time and consideration. So that's kind of your last paragraph. And then if your resume is enclosed, it's just saying, my resume is enclosed for your review if you have any questions. So that's kind of what that third paragraph is kind of like. So in my mind, first and third paragraph, pretty easy to write. It's that second paragraph where we're getting into the meat of it, where you're trying to be concise and not go on and on. But again, you're tailoring it to the position that you're applying for. And again, why hiring you is going to make the company better is that tone that you want to take with that. So then just some cover letter tips. Again, if you have any special circumstances, if there's a gap in your employment, you're transitioning careers, things that you want to briefly address in the cover letter, you can do so. That can also wait until the interview process itself. But if you feel like it's something that's going to be a sticking point to getting you to that interview process, then we should address it very briefly in the cover letter. And make sure you're very careful about how many times you use the word I. Try not to start a lot of your sentences with the word I. Saying like my skills and knowledge, or the education I received. Trying to get away from the I statements, because again, you're trying to put the focus on how the company is going to benefit from hiring you. So just trying to restate or reconfigure a sentence to not use I so much. Maybe like no more than 5 I's for the whole letter, because again, you're shifting the focus to them about how you're going to make them better. And then again, just making sure that you're using the same style, the same font as you have used on your resume and your reference pages. And then staying away from words such as should, would, could, I feel, I think, I believe, I wish. Just make the statement. Instead of saying, I believe I would make the best candidate for this position, you say, I am the best candidate for this position. I know, given my background and my work experience, that I am a great fit for this position. You're saying it. You're not making it a weaker statement by putting in the feel, I believe, I think, I should, I would, I could. Just state it, because that just stating it statement is going to be a whole lot stronger than using a weaker statement such as these. And then we talked about the closing. Thank you for your time and consideration. Look forward to hearing from you soon, and your call to action of you're either going to contact them or you're asking them to call you. And then you drop down a couple lines, and this is where your signature goes, your name. And remember, if you're mailing it or faxing it, you do need to sign it, actually sign it. So you would type in your name. So you would type in your closing line, which would be like, sincerely, with regards, drop down a few lines, and that was where your signature would go. And then your typed name would actually go under your signature. So you'll have the space of about an inch or so. I think it's about 4 returns after your closing, like your sincerely or warm regards, like, do you hit 4 returns and then type your name? And so in between the sincerely and your typed name is where you would sign your letter. Again, if you're mailing it or you're faxing it. So here's an example of what a cover letter may look like. So up here in this area, you have your heading information. And again, this is the information that should look exactly the same on all of your documents, on your cover letter, your resume, and your reference page. So again, this is what you should copy and paste from one document to the next. And then we have our date here. We have the contact information here. This is just the example of what a subject line would look like, this RE, registered nurse. That is the exact name of the position that you're applying for. So instead of doing a Dear Merit Human Resources here, like this line has, you would do a subject line instead. So you don't need to do both. Basically, if you don't know the name of the person, this is when you would use the subject line. And then you have your introduction line paragraph here. Then the skills, talking more about your skills, your education, work experience, internship experience here, and then your closing paragraph. And sincerely, skip some lines, enter your name, and then the word enclosure. Enclosure is there because you are enclosing your resume with that. That's what that means. And then this blank space in here is where you would sign, whoops, sorry about that, is where you would sign your name right in here. And then this is just if you're emailing it, your cover letter could actually be the body of your email. And in that case, it wouldn't be as much information as what you would put in a cover letter. However, they might ask you to attach your cover letter and your resume. In that case, you'd have to do both. So we do have some examples here of what an email cover letter would look like. Again, you're looking for brevity. You're looking for being concise because they're not going to read a long email. They might go just straight to the attachments and not read the email if they see that it's long. So we're just trying to be a little even more brief than we've been in the cover letter. And just some examples here of what an email cover letter example might look like if you're putting it in the body of your email, where your email itself is the cover letter, as we just talked about. Some examples here. And then that just talks about reference pages, what your reference page should look like. And then this is my contact information. So again, my name is Heather Fifrick from our Career Services Department, Career Connections at the college. And my office is located right across from Charlie Student Center. So I'm pretty easy to find in the main part of the college, just in through the main entrance. Feel free to call me to set up an appointment. You can also email me as well, and I'll give you my email information. So I am going to switch over here to another example quick of a cover letter. Maybe. Actually, what I'll do is take you out to our website quick. Oh, well, actually, I'm going to show you this. So this is a cover letter writing guide. And this is something that I'm happy to email you with. And this just kind of talks about more about the basics of the cover letter. Just kind of condenses the information that was in the PowerPoint down to a page, a little over a page. And just the basics that we talked about, you know, the using the I, just coming right out and saying it, strong verbs, talking about the content and what to put in each paragraph, just the content that should be included in each paragraph that you have in your cover letter. Just some links here that you are more than welcome to visit. Just some more tips for writing your cover letter. So I am very, very happy to share this resource with you as well. Here, my contact information here, my phone number, my office phone number, and then my email here as well. And we will just show you this example quick. This is another example of a cover letter, just again, very brief, showing you what it may look like. There's some content, and I'm happy to send you just a sample cover letter like this as well, just to help you get some ideas on what to look like or what content, again, to put in. So any of these resources, again, I'm happy to email to you. I'm happy to meet with you via Zoom, via phone call, by making an appointment to visit with me in my office. Very, very more than happy to help you with whatever your needs are. Very, very happy to help you write these. I know they can be sometimes not the most fun things to write, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you with these items. So I am actually just going to go out and show you our website quickly. There. All right, so if you go here to the main page of the Southwest Tech website and you click Student Resources and go down to Career Services, you will come to my page, my information here. And Students and Alumni is the great portal for you. Find a job, resume builder. The resume builder actually has a cover letter builder in it as well. I don't like it as much as I do the resume builder because I think the verbiage that they use is a little strange. So you can use it, but then you're going to need to go in and really make it your own to make it sound like you. And it's using the proper examples and the proper words to identify, again, tailoring it to that job that you're applying for. So just some more resources in here. And then if you just scroll down a little further, you'll see my name over here to make an appointment here, my email, my phone. Please feel free to schedule an appointment with me. I am, again, more than happy to help you with these items, whether it's the cover letter, resumes, reference page, anything else to help you get a job. So that is the information on cover letters. Again, please, please, please contact me. I am more than happy to help you out. Have a great day.